AI is not just cutting jobs. That's the narrow headline. That's the social media panic thread. But that framing is incomplete because what's happening right now is much bigger than layoffs. AI isn't just reducing positions, it's reshaping cost structures, it's reshaping capital flows, it's reshaping productivity expectations, and it's quietly restructuring the architecture of the modern economy. If you only interpret AI through the lens of job cuts, you miss the strategy. And if you miss the strategy, you miscalculate your position inside it. I'm Imani, your AI career coach. I help you rise above the noise, stand out above the rest, and thrive in the AI era. In this AI Job Report series, we don't just track layoffs, we track structural shifts because informed professionals move differently. AI isn't just changing who gets laid off, it's changing how value is created. And that changes everything. Let's start with a simple observation. Every major technological shift has reorganized the economy. Steam power reorganized manufacturing. Electricity reorganized productivity. The internet reorganized communication and commerce. AI is reorganizing cognition. Let that sink in. For the first time in modern history, we are automating portions of thinking work. Not physical labor, not just repetitive factory motion, but drafting, analyzing, summarizing, coding, forecasting, customer interaction. That doesn't just eliminate tasks, it compresses time. When tasks take less time, companies need fewer hours. When fewer hours are needed, labor allocation changes. And when labor allocation changes at scale, economic structures shift. This is where people oversimplify. They say AI is replacing workers. But what's more accurate is this: AI is increasing output per worker. And when output per worker rises, two things can happen. Companies can grow revenue with the same headcount, or they can maintain revenue with less headcount. Both improve margins, and markets reward margins. So this isn't just about jobs, it's about productivity economics. Now let's zoom into business behavior. When companies adopt AI tools, they don't immediately eliminate entire departments. They experiment, they pilot, they measure cost savings, they measure time saved. Then leadership evaluates something critical. Do we reinvest the savings into growth, or do we convert the savings into profit? That decision determines whether AI fuels expansion or contraction. In high-growth environments, savings are often reinvested. In slow-growth environments, savings are often captured as margin improvement. We are currently in a margin-focused environment. That matters. Because AI is in a growth cycle creates hiring in new categories. AI in a margin cycle creates leaner teams. Same technology, different macroeconomic context. This is why you can't analyze AI without analyzing interest rates, without analyzing capital costs, without analyzing investor expectations. Technology does not operate in isolation. It interacts with economic pressure. Now let's look at another layer. AI reduces friction in information work. When friction decreases, competition increases. Because barriers to entry fall. If AI can assist with design, marketing copy, coding, and analytics, smaller teams can compete with larger firms. That democratizes capability, but it also intensifies competition. More competition compresses prices. Compressed prices pressure margins. Pressured margins push efficiency. Efficiency pushes automation. This is a feedback loop, and feedback loops reshape industries faster than linear change. Now let's talk labor markets. Historically, automation displaced some roles but created others. The question is not whether AI eliminates tasks. It does. The question is where new value accumulates. In every technological shift, value migrates, from manual labor to machine operation, from analog to digital, from offline to online. With AI, value is migrating toward orchestration, toward system design, toward data governance, toward ethical oversight, toward cross-functional interpretation. The individuals who understand how AI systems integrate into business processes become leverage points. Leverage points are rarely eliminated, they are expanded. Now, here's the part most people miss: AI is shifting bargaining power. When productivity increases per worker, companies gain flexibility. They can scale faster with fewer hires. They can restructure without replacing one-to-one. That changes how labor negotiates compensation. It changes how unions negotiate contracts. It changes how governments think about workforce policy. This is economic restructuring, not just corporate downsizing. Let's examine entrepreneurship. AI reduces startup costs. You no longer need large teams to launch products. You need tools. You need a strategy. You need distribution. That accelerates innovation cycles. More startups mean more volatility. More volatility means faster industry turnover. Stable 30-year career paths become less common. Portfolio careers become more common. Multiple income streams become strategic, not optional. AI is reinforcing that shift. Now let's talk corporate structure. In many organizations, middle layers are being reevaluated. If AI provides real-time reporting, forecasting, and analytics, some managerial coordination functions shrink. That doesn't eliminate leadership. It elevates strategic leadership, but it compresses administrative oversight. Fewer status meetings, more dashboard interpretation, fewer manual reports, more automated summaries. Communication still matters, but interpreting AI outputs becomes critical. Decision velocity increases. When decision velocity increases, mistakes scale faster. So governance becomes more important. Risk management becomes more important. Compliance becomes more important. Notice the pattern? AI removes friction. Removing friction increases speed. Increased speed increases risk. Increased risk increases demand for oversight. That's economic rebalancing. Now let's address fear directly. When people hear economic restructuring, they assume instability. But restructuring also creates opportunity. Every industry that experiences technological compression also experiences specialization expansion. Generic roles shrink, specialized roles grow. The safer strategy in a restructuring economy is not avoidance, it's differentiation. If AI can perform baseline tasks, baseline skills lose scarcity. Scarcity drives income. So your goal is to build scarcity on top of automation, not compete against it. Now let's zoom into macro effects. When productivity rises across sectors, GDP can increase without proportional employment growth. That's a structural shift. Economic output decouples from labor hours. Governments must respond. Education systems must adapt. Corporate training models must evolve. This is not a quarterly story. It's a decade story. And positioning early matters. So what does this mean for you? First, stop measuring AI impact only by layoffs. Start measuring it by productivity expectations in your field. Are employers expecting faster turnaround? Higher output per individual contributor? That's economic reshaping in action. Second, identify where value is migrating in your industry. Is it migrating toward automation oversight? Toward AI tool integration? Toward client advisory roles? Follow the migration. Third, understand that economic transitions reward adaptability. The individuals who treat AI as infrastructure, not as threat, position themselves differently. Infrastructure builders are retained. Passive observers are replaced. And here's something critical. AI is not eliminating ambition. It is amplifying leverage. One skilled professional with AI tools can outperform a small team from 10 years ago. That increases individual impact. Increased impact increases negotiation power for those who know how to demonstrate it. So, instead of asking, will AI eliminate jobs? Ask, how does AI change economic leverage in my sector? That's the strategic question. Because this isn't just about cuts. It's about compression acceleration, migration, and redistribution. AI is reshaping cost structures. It's reshaping competition. It's reshaping entrepreneurship. It's reshaping bargaining power. And yes, it's reshaping employment patterns. But restructuring does not equal collapse. It equals transition. Transitions reward those who study them. So here's your assignment this week. Look at your industry through an economic lens. Where is productivity rising? Where are margins expanding? Where are new service categories emerging? That's where opportunity accumulates. Because we are not here to panic about headlines. We are here to interpret structural change. AI isn't just cutting jobs, it's redrawing the economic map. And professionals who understand the map move differently. They don't drift, they navigate. They don't react, they position. They don't compete with automation, they build on top of it. That's the mindset shift. That's the strategy shift. And that's how you thrive in the AI-shaped economy. Drop in the comments. Do you see AI changing jobs in your field? Or changing the entire structure of your industry? Let's analyze it together. Subscribe for weekly AI job reports, where we decode structural change, not just headlines. Because informed professionals always move differently. And in a reshaped economy, movement matters.